Very good evening. Miss, I'm so glad that you have joined.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me. I'm amazed with what all is happening around the globe. Oh, I see my pins are the other way around, but yes, I'm amazed and sorry that I can't stay the whole Zoom because I have to leave. But um, I what is happening in our app groups and what I see in my mailbox, it's amazing. Thank you, everybody who is here
India,
in the Zoom. And
India is totally geared up, and they are doing like back to back. And I share with you a booklet where each district has planned so many activities for this campaign. So, do you want any report how to send to you what activities have been done?
yes, well, it would be nice if per club you can share like two pictures in the big app group, like two pictures and just a small what you did, it doesn't need to be a full report. But if you if you think like, well, it doesn't really reflect what all the work we did, which I can totally
So,
understand.
shall we make a booklet after 10 December, or we keep on sending?
I think it is good to when you have two pictures or one picture per club, and then the rest you can send in through the email, because we have now two members of our team who are collecting all the pictures from the app group, which means that in the end, we are going to, like in January, February, we're going to make a nice film again. So the most catchy pictures,
So we have
we will
1700
collect.
clubs. Maximum how many we should send?
Yes, well, one or two per club, I would say. It's still a lot for India. I do believe, I think that is, but or per activity, or you know, don't make it overwhelming, but I
Yes.
think it is nice to see activities, because Prabha also sent some pictures in with the
Yes.
big billboards, and I love to see it, because also all our cultural differences are shown with the activities. When you see activities in Denmark, or you see activities in India in different places. So I think it's amazing.
Thank you so much. And do you want to give any special message to all Indian INNERWHEEL members? What
Ooh,
we
I
do?
just thought, yes, yes. Well, I just want to thank everybody here and everybody in India for all their work, because you all, by working for this cause, you are making the world a better and safer place for women and children. And INNERWHEEL is standing up now for this cause, and you see it all over the world. So by your local activities, you become member of this huge global movement, and that is inspiring to see how our collective force makes a huge impact. So India, of course, is really, really big. So I am just very thankful for everything which is happening.
Thank you so much. And every month we are doing one webinar, Anita, and one campaign for 1 month. So this month campaign has been dedicated to Orange the World. So there are 27. I just want to brief idea about our organization in INNERWHEEL in India. We have 27 districts. Each district has sent one postal for the campaign. So now let's watch together campaign by all the 27 districts on Orange the World. So, Isha, can we see that?
Yes, ma'am. Just a second.
Yes. Ramanjit, ma'am, are you here?
No.
Can you see Ramanjit Kaur, Isha here?
Ma'am, she has not joined yet.
Okay, I'm reminding her. One second. You please play that campaign on.
The campaign video, right?
Yes, yes.
The poster video.
Yes, ma'am. Please join. इसमें कोई साउंड नहीं है.
Wow. Wow, I have goosebumps. Seriously, it is amazing to see all your work. It is oh, I'm really touched by this. So I'm so grateful. And all the women and all the girls in the world are grateful for all your work. You are part of the solution. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ramanjit ma'am has joined. Please have a spotlight on Ramanjit ma'am. Two speakers of the evening. Yes, welcome ma'am. So happy to see you. I just want to say you all that I started my journey in theatre with Ramanjit ma'am. I was a student of her theatre group, the first student when she started in 2012,
Yes.
and she's a very like very dynamic, and her productions on are very women oriented and very powerful productions. So today we are very glad that Ramanjit ma'am has joined, and we all are looking forward to hear from you ma'am on how to
Thank
stop this
you.
violence, what we can do to stop domestic violence on women. We have another speaker, Ekta Vivek Verma. Welcome you, Ekta ji, and we are looking forward to hear from both of you. So now I request District Chairman Swarna to start the proceeding, please.
Thank you, Jyoti. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this wonderful evening today. A topic so close to each of us, being women, we talk about violence, we talk about happiness, we talk about so many things. On behalf of INNERWHEEL District 315 and District 329, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this very, very meaningful webinar on Orange the World, End Violence Against Women. It is my absolute honor to welcome Association President Jyoti Mahipal, Association Vice President who will be joining us very soon, Vinuta Harish, and the association immediate past president Sunita ji. She's just sent a message. She'll be joining us very soon. All the association EC and my fellow district chairmen who are here today, host districts 315 and 329 EC members, distinguished guests, esteemed members of INNERWHEEL from across the world, and all our passionate advocates of change. Welcome to this impactful webinar, part of the Orange the World campaign, a global initiative to end violence against women and girls. Today, we unite under the banner of End Violence Against Women, a very powerful reminder of our shared responsibility to create a world where every woman and girl can live a free life from fear, harm, and injustice. We join millions across the globe in raising our voices against one of the most pressing issues of our time, violence against women and girls. This campaign for us is not just about awareness, it is about action, solidarity, and hope. The color orange for us symbolizes a brighter future, free from violence and filled with dignity, equality, and respect. I see a lot of us wearing orange today. By coming together in this forum, we reaffirm our commitment to creating safe spaces, empowering women, and ensuring that every voice is heard. I expect my heartfelt gratitude to our association president for this wonderful initiative, guidance, and support. Our distinguished speakers, absolutely involved in this cause, and participants who have joined us today from across the globe. Your presence reflects the collective strength we need to break the silence, challenge harmful norms, and inspire change. Let this webinar be more than just a conversation. I think it is a statement to our commitment, a space to learn, share, and inspire one another. As we hear from our incredible speakers, engage in meaningful discussions, let us remember that every step we take today brings us closer to a brighter and safer tomorrow for all. Let it be a call to action, a reminder that each of us has a role to play in ending violence and building a world where women and girls can thrive. Thank you for being here, your dedication, and for your unwavering belief in the power of collective action. Let us make this session not just a conversation or a webinar, as we call it, but a catalyst for transformation. Together we can and we will make a difference. Welcome and let's begin. Together we say the very important gathering today. Let us orange the world and stand firm in our mission to end violence against women. Welcome, all of you. Over to you, Jyoti ji.
First, we do the inner wheel prayer. So, Seema ji is doing
You
it.
have the prayer now? Okay.
Yes.
Seema, can you take over?
Yeah, please.
The inner wheel prayer now will be rendered by District 329 District Vice Chairman Aditi Ray. Can we have the inner wheel prayer on the screen, please? Mute. Please unmute yourself, ma'am.
Instill in us, O Lord, the true meaning of friendship. Never let us forget that we are all thy children, notwithstanding the differences in our culture and creed. Endow us with a desire to serve our fellow men, remembering that we too often need help whenever or wherever the need for service arises. Help us to be ready to serve, endeavoring to make our badge of inner will worthwhile, ensuring that we have not lived in vain.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And now, the purpose of webinar by none other then Jyoti Mahipal, Association President and National Representative, Association of INNERWHEEL Clubs in India.
Thank you, Seemaji. Dear District Chairman Swarna Lata, District Chairman Seema Sonthalia, District Vice Chairman Aditi Ray, all association executives, international inner representative for this campaign, Anita, all district chairmen from different districts, esteemed speakers, Ramanjit Kaur and Ekta Vivek, district officials from all the districts, international inner presidents, past association presidents, past district chairmen, and their inner members across the globe. It is indeed a matter of honor to be invited by United Nations to join the Orange the World campaign because Innerwheel's values and global presence align perfectly with the mission of ending violence against women and girls. As we all know, and now it has become our annual calendar, Orange the World campaign is a part of United Nations global initiative to end violence against women and girls, which we celebrate from 25th November till 10 December. Why are we wearing the orange color? Because the color orange symbolizes a brighter future, free from violence, a world filled with hope and equality. And when Innerwheel members speak out the message of no violence and yes to equality, it reaches homes, schools, local society with empathy, impact, and influence. Today, Association of Innerwheel Clubs in India is organizing this webinar to spread awareness on this most relevant issue, to promote the message of Orange the World campaign, a world free from violence. The webinar explains the significance of this symbolism and how communities can adopt it to build collective responsibilities and to inspire change makers with knowledge, motivation, and to advocate for zero tolerance towards violence. And finally, to share practices and the projects to showcase successful initiatives, projects, and strategies from various inner clubs to motivate each other. My huge compliments to all the 27 district chairmen for inspiring more than 1,700 inner clubs in India to participate in 16 days campaign to raise a voice against this cause. Isha, here I request you to please share the booklet compiling the activities to be done from all the 27 districts on Orange the World.
Yes.
So let's watch together what are the action plans by all the 27 districts. One minute. Yeah, fine. Continue. थोड़ा स्लो करो ईशा. हाँ. So each and every district has planned marathon or walkathon. They are having the self-defense workshops, activity with the Sparshik Ehsas. Next, street plays they are doing using the hoardings, awareness talks. Yes, so thank you all chairmen for coming up with the action. And as we all hear from the Anita that you can send, now it is your duty to compile one project from one club with only one picture and send to me once the activity is over by 10 December. So we will send to International Innerwheel Anita. Thank you so much, Isha. Dear INNERWHEEL members, let's together build a world where every individual, where every woman, regardless of the gender, lives with dignity, safety, and freedom. Let's participate with great enthusiasm because together we can transform awareness into action and compassion into change. We all know that we are the true supporter of each other. We rise by lifting others. So let's make this campaign Orange the World a meaningful campaign by actively participating for this one. Now I request Seemaji to
Yeah.
take over. And I'm very glad that we have two wonderful speakers with us.
Thank you, Jyoti ji. After an impactful message that you have forwarded us, it was very enlightening to see all the DCs of your team engaging wonderfully in Orange the World. May I now request PDC Vinny Khandari of District 329 to introduce our guest speaker, Ramanjit Kaur.
Thank you so much, Seema ji. Good evening, Association President Jyoti, all the INNERWHEEL dignitaries, members, and guests present here today. We are honored to welcome a woman whose life itself is a celebration of art, courage, and empowerment. Ramanjit Kaur, an international award winning theatre and film actor, director, and a creative force from India. She truly believes in living each moment to the fullest. She's the founder director of the Creative Arts Academy, established in 2002, and she's a national vice president of the Arts Leadership Council of Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. A rare blend of talent and dedication, Ramanjit is a graduate in music, dance, fine arts, English literature, and is a gold medalist in Masters in Music. Trained under the legendary Padma Shri Neelam Mansingh Chaudhary, she further honed her craft in the United Kingdom, France, and Italy. Ramanjit has performed at various festivals across the world, from India to the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Singapore, Australia, and many more countries. She has touched hearts and created an impact across various cultures. In 2011, she created something truly special, an all women theatre troupe, which has won prestigious national awards and traveled internationally championing the spirit of women empowerment. Her list of honors is remarkable. National awards, international awards, including the Sangeet Natak Academy Award, the Uttam Kumar Award, the Sanskriti Award, French Embassy Scholarship, and the Charles Wallace Award. The list is long, so I'm making it a little short. She has given powerful performances on screen in films like Fire, Heaven on Earth, and Anatomy of Violence, To Mouth of Hell, and Watch the Stars for Me Tonight. Her directorial film, Silence, a poetry film, has won the Berlin Flash Film Festival Award and several others. But beyond all these achievements, she is celebrated across the world for something deeper, her ability to weave theater with life skills, creating transformative workshops that empower women, heal communities, and ignite self expression. Today, as we speak about Orange the World, her presence reminds us how art can become a voice, a movement, and a revolution for women's safety and dignity. Ladies, it is my privilege to invite Ms. Ramanjit Kaur to address the gathering. Ramanjit ji.
Thank you so much, Seema. Good evening, everyone, respected members of the Inner Wheel, honored guests, and dear friends. Thank you, Jyoti, and a big thanks to Seema Santhalia who got in touch with me. My very dear students from the first and the second batch of this very, very beautiful journey of all women theatre group that we started back in 2012 that Jyoti talked to you about. And it's a great pride for me to see my students at the creative arts, our students at such wonderful positions. But more than that, what warms my heart is that they are doing such meaningful work and working very hard for women empowerment, environment, and all issues that matter to the humankind. Maya Angelou says, each time a woman stands up for herself, she stands up for all women. And that's what I think all of us are here for, not only for standing up for ourselves, but also for standing up for each one of us and making it a better place, or at least an equal place for us to live in. Today, Orange the World is a wonderful initiative started internationally, and it's a privilege for all of us to gather here today to become a part of it. And the reason I'm wearing white and orange kind of thing is not only hope, peace, dignity, but I think white mixing with orange gives me more peace and more bright light. So that's what I chose. And it's lovely to see so many women in orange over here. It's the color of sunrise, it's the color of the light that comes after the darkness. We are here to raise awareness. And whatever amount we talk about it, it's not enough because just as it has taken centuries to suppress women, it will take centuries to bring women as an equal partner. In the Indian Vedas, we had women as equal partners. They were the nurturers, they were the biological nurturers, they were the nature themselves, and hence respected, hence treated as goddesses or the most important part of the life. But the moment the person who was going out and fetching some money, some finance, started connecting it with power and reduced the nurturer, the child bearer of humanity, the bearer of humanity, the person who was raising a child or taking the legacy forward, taking the humankind forward, she was considered less powerful. That's when the inequality started coming in. In 2012, a group of women, including Jyoti and others, they contacted me and they wanted to do theater. They came from non theater backgrounds. Now, as artists, we do work with underprivileged, we work with economically backward people or illiterate people, we work with special children and adults. But you know, women coming from so called privileged class is not an area which we touch. So I did say no for a very, very long time because I said, you all will not understand because I do grassroots level theater. It's hard, it's tough. It needs, um, all kinds of sweating and labor. So when they would not agree, I told myself that I think I teach, don't be judgmental. And here I am, I'm judging these women just because they come from a so called privileged class. And the reason why I say so called privileged class, because when I finally agreed to do theater with them, I realized that we are actually the most unprivileged class of the society because no artist, no NGO, no one will work with us. We'll wear our red or pink lipstick in the evening and we will say everything is fine, whereas everything could be far from fine back at home. Bawre Man Ke Sapne was our first play, which was based on the true stories of the actors. Having said that, the excerpts were taken from the women writers, Indian women writers who wrote short stories, and we all just tossed up the stories in the air and played whatever came our way, not necessarily that we all played our own story. What I realized while working with this class, that higher we go in the society, our lips are sealed more and more. The woman from a privileged family will never accept that she is um, a victim of domestic violence. She will never say, even to her dearest friend, that my husband beats me, or dowry, I'm a victim of dowry, or I'm a victim of prostitution, which prevails a lot in the higher strata of society. Women are expected to sleep around for $1 million deals. It was very shocking. And since then, it was right there in front of me in my neighborhood. There was no voice, there was no identity. We just belonged to someone. And since then, it became my journey to continue this work because I feel even if I work for it 48 hours a day, it's not enough because it's not an organized sector where we help women from so called privileged class. Now, the question was that do I continue my journey as an artist and continue to perform and direct only and pick up awards that came my way or appreciation or respect? But or do I choose to spend a whole lot of time just pulling out women into a different space where they could just be honest with themselves and where they could just be honest with their colleagues, with their partners, and say, there is something wrong in the way that my husband spoke to me last night. And why is it that he is rising and I am not? Why is it that I feel so less in confidence? The stories are endless. And that's why I say that domestic violence is not a home issue. It is not something that women must endure for family honor. You could be a part of the biggest of families, but domestic violence is not something that you should endure. Domestic violence, we all must know, is a violation of fundamental rights of a human being. It's our right to think, to act freely, and no one should be able to stop that or take away that right from us. But what happens that these rights are violated all across, all women, whether they are financially dependent or independent. Women on the highest of positions are victims of domestic violence. It happens in villages, happens in cities, happens to young girls, happens to elderly women. So, where does it end? It ends when I say no more. When I, first and foremost, start recognizing it. There is physical violence. Of course, anyone would ask you, is he does is he a drunkard? Is he a womanizer? Does he beat you? And your answer is no to all those. Is he an emotional abuser? Emotional violence. And I promise you, 99% who are gathered here today have been victims of emotional violence. It's just that either we don't want to accept it, even to ourselves, or we don't have the courage to raise voice against it. Sharp words that cut deeper than the deepest of wounds. For example, the films, art, that's where art plays a very wonderful role. English Winglish, all Indians would remember. I can see a lot of international audience. English Winglish is an international award winning film where this woman makes amazing Indian sweets called laddus. And her husband says, now what are you going to do? You're going to make laddus all your life and sell them? She says, I love making laddus and I love it when people like it. And in a gathering, in a home gathering, very casually, and these are casual remarks, watch out for them. You cannot fight every remark, but you can slowly create a position where they don't come your way anymore. She says, he says, oh, meet my wife. Her whole aim in life is to make laddus. And it's said in such a demeaning way and yet in such a casual way. But the expressions that this brilliant actor Sridevi shows that how humiliated she felt just with this one dialogue. In the same way, recent films 3, where this woman marries, she's a dancer, having a lovely life, but she's married and lovingly, she wants to learn all the chores of home. She doesn't know cooking. Her mother in law is teaching all details, and mother in law goes off to Canada or something to be with her daughter who's pregnant, and the whole cooking thing comes on her. And the husband and the father in law drive her crazy, just going into details of cooking and how it is not good enough ever, till the day she decides to just silently walk out of this misery. They are verbal abuse, gaslighting, blaming you for everything. If the child is not doing well, it's your fault. If child doesn't sleep on time, it's your fault. If the house is untidy, it's your fault. If child is, or you or he, anyone has fever, it's your fault. So gaslighting is another very dangerous zone that we have to be aware of. Then comes marital rape, which we never talk about. Men having sex with us is a given. Are we in a mood? It's not asked. Am I supposed to comply? Every time. Yes. If we don't comply, we are not good enough, we are not interesting enough, we are not cool enough. And do they still go ahead with it? Yes. More than 75% of women in India till date are victims of marital rape, and they don't even know about it. They don't even talk about it. They definitely don't raise voice against it. Of course, financial dependency, that causes a lot of problems. Women cannot walk out because of that. And psychological manipulation, fear, isolation, silences, not talking. If you talk to your family on the phone, you're given looks or charged that you spend so much time talking. It could be said in a casual manner, a laughing manner, or in a very, very strict manner also. And it happens in the best of homes. Yes, I am talking about a certain class that we don't address much, and I feel that we need to talk about it more and more because there's no one that's helping this class. It often begins subtly, almost invisible, a raised voice, silent treatment, withdrawal of support, denial of freedom. Slowly, women find themselves trapped in a cycle of tension, explosion, apology, and silence. The silence that society also helps in building. Why? Because we are very nicely asked to adjust. If you're a good girl, you will adjust. Adjust where? When you go to another home. I question that patriarchal system that created this system that when the marriage happens, the woman has to leave her home and go to another home, and the very next day she has to forget her own home, her own siblings, her own family who made her who she is today, and you have brought her to your place, and yet that place never becomes her, hers. It never belongs to her, ever. So, is there a way that we can change the system when a man and woman marry? Can there be an equal system? If they want to create their own home, they can choose whether they want to be with husband's family or girl's family, and whether they want to go out of these homes and create their own home. So, for me, this system of women leaving their homes, women taking up the names of the men and putting it behind their names, taking the family names of the men is another patriarchal part of this patriarchal system that I like to stand against. Another trap that society says is fear of judgment. If I walk out of my house, what will people say? Imagine a person who's known, the whole society knows you. It's very difficult to walk out. Let's say, you know, I work towards women empowerment, and if I'm able to not adjust with my husband or whatever, and I walk out of home, what will people say? How will they judge me? How will they look at me? So it's a weight that I'm carrying. And then comes our wonderful children, because of whom we never leave homes. Then, of course, the shame of speaking out, that if I speak out, what will my even neighbors say or friends say? That you've been a part of it and you've been, bearing all this? Why? Even if the similar thing could be happening in her own home in a different way. In our workshops, we try to address all this. And what came out is that first and foremost, after marriage, especially, we need to figure out, who am I? Even to say your own name, like Jyoti, I'm Jyoti, I'm Seema, becomes a big thing because you're trying to remind yourselves, who are you? The moment you hear that, that's the first step towards finding your own voice. First is knowing yourself deeply, your weaknesses, your strengths. So even if you know your weaknesses, yeah, this is my weakness, I can address it. And this is my strength, I can do it. That gives you confidence. Learning storytelling so that even you can tell stories to yourself about others, about yourself, and moving on. So I would say, I would repeat that the first step to your freedom is finding your expression, your voice, and just taking that first step. Do not be scared. Yes, they will badger you. Maybe they will hammer you. But that is not the reason that you will never try to fight for your freedom, even if it's in a small measure or big measure or walking out. There are many stories that the theater course brought up. I know the time is going to be up at 3 minutes, so I will give a couple of them. The men very beautifully say, it's not important to be romantic. I provide for you. What is romance? Why should I say all these nice words to you? And under the garb of that, they can be nasty, they can be mean, they can be sarcastic, they can hurt you. So it's like almost telling that love or loving each other is not something that's important in life. It's providing for each other and just being together under one roof is all that is necessary. Beyond that, it doesn't matter. But my take is not only the hate part of it is a trap, but also love is a trap. I would like to share with all of you here that some of our women, like, all of you who've taken these good positions, working hard, and have become entrepreneurs. But apart from that, or along with that, the ones who left doing theater, were the ones whose husbands so called love them a lot. So I say love is a trap. They say, I don't mind leaving theater if it creates disturbance in my home. Why? Theater is a beautiful thing. It's just an art form. You're not killing someone, you're not murdering someone, you're not gossiping, you're not doing kitty party, you're not wasting your time. So why should you be stopped to do theater? Just because he doesn't want it? Just because it empowers you? And she says, no, I just don't want it because it creates disturbance in my house and he loves me so much. Beautiful holidays, we have such a lovely life. Why create disturbance? If he loved you a lot, he will never stop you from doing something that you love so much. And I'm going to wind up because the time is up by saying that what can we do? We can recognize signs of abuse, create safe spaces like theater and other communities for women to talk, skill building, financial literacy, facilitate therapy and counseling, gender sensitization. So, also sensitize your boys, your men, your sons at home the moment they are born, how to behave with women in every way. Breaking patriarchy. Lot of things go off कि ये तो ऐसे ही होता है. This is like that. This happens like that. This is patriarchal. Break it. Build strong networks of women. And one of the strong networks we have in front of us. And also, I would like to remind that arts has a lot of transforming power. It is rebellion, it is healing, it is empowerment. Through theater, women have reclaimed their bodies, their breath, their voices, and even their health. And I wind up by saying that what we receive, women, all of you, if you're receiving this empowerment through theater or these kind of networks, we must give. That's the only way towards women empowerment and to protect us from domestic violence. And I would end by Ayn Rand's, my favorite author, her quote: the question isn't who's going to be me, it is who's going to stop me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I have seen so many friends have changed their life after joining the theater. And I completely agree with you that it heals, it empowers, and
Yes.
that's very what I think you also, like, I started with in 2012, and you have seen me at that time how I
Yes.
and now speaking at this platform at the national level.
So proud of you.
So, Miss, that is, I have learned at that time so many things. Like, no, you have given us a space to discover us, and that empowering journey is truly helping me. So, thank you so much. And the
So glad
the
to.
best takeaway that is that we should not lose our patience for fighting against domestic violence, because you rightly said that it took hundreds, centuries to suppress us. So now it will take like many years to come out of this. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I must say, you have given a wonderful platform to women.
Thank you, Jyoti.
And I've seen the journey of my friends at how it's become like a TCA family. Yeah.
Yes. And I would like to share with you that as I go back, more than 450 women have gone through this journey by now.
A
Thank
big
you so
round
much,
of
ma'am,
applause.
for accepting the invite, and thank you for your very.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to
I
be here
hope
today.
I wish to come back again.
You must.
TCA
Any day.
family
It's home.
after 6 months I will be back to TCA family.
Perfect. It's home.
Yeah.
Come
Thank you,
and
Raman.
inspire others.
Yes.
Thank you, Ramanjit ji. I'm sure
Thank you, Seema. Thank
all
you.
of us are now going to go home, back home after the program for an introspection to see what we are, where we are, and are there any challenges we are facing. Thank you. You have opened the
Yes.
doors for many of us. Thank you very
Thank you.
I just
Thank
want to
you,
share
Seema.
with us when we do a play with man, there is no helper, no one. Each one of us has to arrange everything, makeup to props, everything we are doing on our own, and that makes us so much independent. Thank you, like a wonderful experience. Anyone who has done the play, they can understand how much it is a introspective and powerful journey.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank you.
And now we move on to Nukkad Natak. That's a street play on Orange the World. Isha?
इतने कम पैसे में ये शादी नहीं होगी। हमारा बेटा हीरा है, हीरा।
Wow.
Because it is a Nukkad Natak, the voice of the road was there. But this Nukkad Natak, this is a group in Kolkata which keeps doing the Nukkad Natak on very relevant issues. And this was done against the rape of the doctor from the Arjikar. But the voice is not clear, so let's move to the next one. Seema is, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the Simaji, before that, we have our one district chairman, Bindu. Bindu, we invited, they made one pledge.
The
Can you
pledge.
We
highlight?
have the pledge at the end. Towards the end, we have the pledge.
Yeah, but I think a few people are living, so let's have the pledge before.
Okay.
Oh,
May I now
okay.
call upon District Chairman Bindu Gupta, District 305, to read the pledge, Orange the World. When we are doing it, kindly put your right hand on your chest. Yes.
Ma'am, can I just take a second to locate her?
Yeah, please spotlight on Bindu, District Chairman
I
Bindu.
can see her.
Okay, ma'am. I spotted. Found.
Bindu may unmute. Yeah, fine.
Good
Shall
evening.
we
all.
share the?
First of all, you put your hand on your chest. So, the voice bring from the heart. We will always remain. If you want to talk, or ma'am, only.
No, Bindu, you only speak, we will be muted. Otherwise, it will be a lot of chaos.
Okay, ma'am.
Just
Thank
speak
you.
out.
We will always remain the committed to ending all forms of discrimination, violence, and injustice against girls and women in our society. We will make the safety, respect, and empowerment to girls and women a top priority. Through our words, behavior, and actions, we will spread the message of equality and cooperation. Together, we strive to make society just, safe, and respectful for all. Together, we will paint the word orange for a brighter future. God may help us. Thank you.
Thank you, Bindu.
Thank you, Binduji. And
Thank
now
you.
for a lovely
You please share this page in our DC group also. Thank
Okay,
you for
ma'am.
coming. Yes.
And
Thank you.
now may I call upon PDC Naina Desai, District 315, to introduce the next guest speaker of today, Ekta Vivek Verma. She is the founder director of Invisible Scars. Over to you, Naina.
Thank you, Seema. Good evening to Association President Jyoti ji for the wonderful opportunity you have given me today. Good evening to all once again. Now about Ekta, the name itself is sort of unity, like Ekta. Ekta is a social impact leader, a change maker, and a survivor advocate committed to end domestic violence and abuse. In 2016, following her personal experience with emotional abuse, she started a small online support group that has since evolved into the Invisible Scars Foundation, ISF, a Section 8 non-profit working across India. She is a posh certified professional serving on the internal committees of several corporates and startups with deep expertise in implementation, training, and investigation of workplace sexual harassment cases. Under her leadership with ISF, that's the Invisible Scars Foundation, has supported 30,000 survivors across 98 cities and 13 countries, indirectly impacted 50,000 women. Her flagship initiatives include Project Hamrahi with Infosys Foundation, survivor support and a capacity building. Another project, Rahat Crisis Center with Fernandez Hospitals, which are situated in Hyderabad. Project NIDAR, implementation partner for urban companies' domestic violence policy. Project Nyay with IAMC, training non-legal professionals as certified family mediators. Project Samanvai, statewide domestic violence stakeholder summits across Telangana, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Karnataka, West Bengal, and Tamil Nadu. Project Jagruta, awareness and sensitization program, which includes workplace and domestic violence policy in implementation. She is widely recognized, a graduate from Oxford, a recipient of national and international awards. The Chevening Gurukul Fellowship, Amazing Indians Award in 25, Women Impact Award 24, Women Worth Award 21, Nari Niyogin Award 2020. She was also recognized by the Facebook as a person to know in 2021. A sought-after speaker and an advocate, Ekta continues to advance systematic change and survivor-centric policies, working towards a safer and a more equitable world. Ekta and I know her personally since 15 years. So,
Yes.
when she had not yet started this, right, Ekta? And
Yes.
even my daughter also knows about you. Thank you. Here I present Ekta to you all. All yours, Ekta.
Thank you so much, Naina ji. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. A quick correction to the introduction. I'm not an Oxford graduate. I did go to Oxford for a couple of months. I think that's it.
Right.
Good evening to everybody present, to all this is fantastic that you have all the clubs, the Inner Wheel clubs here. And just for everyone to know, I have been part of Rotary in the past. Unfortunately, now my work doesn't allow me. But thank you very much, Seema ji, Swarnlata ji, Naina ji, for recognizing that this is the need of the hour and we need to talk about these issues more openly and thinking about me to talk about this. On that note, I wanted to start by thanking everyone who's attending today because awareness is so critical of all gender-based violence issues. We may not be able to help with every single form of gender-based violence, but domestic violence is one of the biggest crimes against women that is currently happening. And Ramanjit ji, she said a lot of wonderful things. She highlighted a lot of issues that happened during domestic violence. When I was talking to Swarnlata ji, she asked me, is there a possibility of a survivor coming and speaking and sharing their experiences? And I know for a fact that, survivors at certain socioeconomic levels, they do not like to expose their identity, and a lot about confidentiality happens. So I decided, why do I need to go so far away? Maybe I will share my personal story with everyone, and that could lead you into understanding why I'm working in this space at this point of time. Um, so if all of you notice, right, when you're looking for magazines, wedding magazines, right, we will see very very few. I doubt there are any specific magazines that cater to men, but we will see thousands of wedding magazines catering to women, telling them what bridal dress to buy, what is in season, what is the makeup that they require, which leads you to think that, and I'm going to and I'm going to say a couple of controversial things. So I, ask for your forgiveness in advance, that marriage is an industry, right? Selling you that wedding gown, selling you that dream of marriage, thinking that a prince will come in his white suit, rescue you from the situation in your life. That is pretty much how we look at marriage, women are told, शादी के बाद ये कर लेना, शादी के बाद वो कर लेना, you want to study higher studies, okay, if your husband allows, you do it. If your in-laws allow, you can study, you can do a job, whatever they tell you, you keep you keep thinking of it, कि अच्छा ये तो बहुत बड़ा फेरी टेल है, मैं जैसे ही इस फेरी टेल के अंदर एंटर करूंगी, immediately I can get rid of my parents, and my parents have been nagging me for such a long time, and they tell me ये करो वो करो वो करो, and हम वो ड्रीम्स लेके एंटर करते हैं. I was also one such person. I have been raised on a diet of marriage and children, and when I say a diet of marriage and children, constantly being told कि अरे आप कुछ भी कर लो भाई, शादी तो करनी ही है. And it has so become now that a woman's biggest achievement is marriage. तो अगर आपकी शादी नहीं हुई है और आपके बच्चे नहीं हैं, तो ऐसा फेलियर है बिल्कुल. यू आर जज्ड ऑन वेदर यू हैव किड्स, वेदर यू आर मैरिड, इज योर मैरिज हैप्पी, हाउ मेनी इयर्स लेटर डिड यू हैव किड्स. इतना जजमेंट है हमारी सोसाइटी में. एंड गेस कौन करता है ये सब? It is not outsiders that do this. It is women in our family, largely women in our family, that say things like this to us. कि अरे ठीक है, कर लो पढ़ाई लिखाई जितनी करनी है, जॉब वॉब कर लो 2-4 साल, शादी तो करनी ही है, शादी नहीं किया तो सेटल नहीं हुए. एंड ये बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. I was also raised in the same way. I come from a very conservative community, raised in the same way. So when I got married, I thought, अरे यार मेरी तो लाइफ की सारी प्रॉब्लम्स ही सॉल्व हो गई. अब now I'm married, I will do whatever the hell it is I want. But I did not realize that marriage is not just about me and my husband. In India, it is not just about two relationships. It is about your other people that live with you as well. So परिवार में भी बुजुर्ग लोग होते हैं. And I did not realize, I did not even know the meaning of emotional abuse till it started happening to me. So जैसा कि आपको रमनजीत जी ने बताया, बहुत मैनिपुलेशन, बहुत अब्यूज, बहुत इंसल्ट, बहुत ह्यूमिलिएशन, हर तरह की चीज डिश आउट की जाती है. But as Indian women are always told कि बेटा adjust करना, आवाज नीची रखना, कोई तुमको कुछ बोले तो सोच समझ के जवाब देना, right? So you're always looking at where am I at fault? If you're being told, अरे तुम्हारे घर में इतना भी नहीं सिखाया गया तुमको, right? You do not respond to that question immediately. You think कि हाँ ठीक है, मैं सीख लूंगी. Normally you will say something to adjust in that particular situation. But my breaking point came. आपको जैसे सबको पता है कि इमोशनल अब्यूज दिखता नहीं है, फिजिकल वायलेंस दिखती है, इमोशनल अब्यूज दिखता नहीं है, और जब दिखता है तब इतनी देर हो जाती है, हमें लगता है कि ये जो ट्रॉफी हमने जीती है तो बिल्कुल बेकार थी, तो बकवास थी ना, माई चिल्ड्रन आर ऑल्सो पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन द अब्यूज, राइट, आई एम बीइंग sidelined. And when that happens, and for me that happened when I fell sick. I physically fell sick, and I had gone for a very small surgery. When I opened my eyes, I found myself lying in the hospital on a ventilator. And that is when I realized the impact of what had been happening to me for many, many years. I did not realize the impact of what was happening to me, क्योंकि हम में लगता है कि अरे औरतें जैसे एज करती हैं फिजिकल हेल्थ के इश्यूज उनको वैसे होने लगते हैं. बट diabetes, hypertension, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, menstrual problems, these are all issues which are very, very common for women within their homes, and nobody ever talks about, yes, nobody ever talks about how abuse impacts women's bodies. You give birth to children, your body goes for a toss. For a man, it's just about money. He makes the money, he comes home, and then you're told not to nag him. तो जब आप अपनी प्रॉब्लम उसको बताने की कोशिश करती हैं, तब आपसे कहा जाता है don't nag him. Exactly the same kind of conditioning was what I went through. I did not feel it would be appropriate to nag my husband and tell him about what was happening to me. I kept tolerating it. It was a very lonely, it is a very silent, it is a very lonely, and it is a very sad journey. And that is how, my dear friends, I started this safe space called Invisible Scars Foundation. And as the name says, that we are talking about the scars that are not visible at all to anyone else. And I thought to myself that, I have been through this. I have ended up on the ventilator, so close to death, staring at death in the eye, right? Simply because I ignored the fact that I wasn't supposed to be abused. I wasn't supposed to be treated badly. I deserve better. And because of that, this is where I am. So I thought that, let us create a safe space where women can come, vent out their issues, because most of the times you're not in a position to leave a marriage. Your spouse may be a good person. So there is a safe space that exists today. Invisible Scars Foundation is that safe space for a lot of women. We have 3,500 members on our Facebook group. We invite everyone to join the group. Now, this is my story, and I wanted to talk as a survivor. And as you see, I'm thriving, I'm doing a lot of work, I'm helping out other women. And I think that is what we wanted to achieve with today's session, to see how we can understand where we stand. If we are not going through it, please trust me, you are one of the most privileged few people. But if there is an iota of emotional abuse or any sort of abuse in your life, financial, emotional, then it is absolutely necessary to also not let it happen to someone else. So we call that breaking the cycle. With that, I am going to share the presentation. I hope it's fine to do so. A thumbs up would be helpful. Although I have this, and I hope it's visible. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, perfect. Requesting to bypass the system. Okay, I'm not sure of what this is. Okay, so I'm using a very small presentation to sort of walk us through this, why the role of awareness is very critical in addressing issues around gender-based violence or domestic violence and abuse. You will hear me using the term domestic violence and abuse very often, because we do not look at issues around emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and marital rape and issues like that. So when we use the word domestic violence, we sort of narrow the definition, and that's why you will hear me using the term domestic violence and abuse a lot more uh, than domestic violence itself. And this is for Orange the World and 16 Days of Activism. Going on, so we are an NGO. We are headquartered in Hyderabad. Our focus area is domestic violence. We work pan India. We also support survivors of NRI survivors. Our model is very, very simple. You don't have to go anywhere. If you require help, we have a helpline. You can just call us, and we will provide you free and confidential legal counseling, free and confidential mental health support, as well as skilling, livelihood, mediation, a lot of other services. I'm not going to go too much in depth into our, you can always look at our website. But we do want to tell you what are the services. We have a helpline. I'm going to circulate this to Swarnlata ji, and you can share this amongst yourself. We have a helpline. If you know anyone who's facing any kind of abuse, please reach out to us. We are more than happy to help. You don't have to go anywhere. You can do this from the comfort of your home. My this thing has already my introduction has already been given. I wanted to look at global statistics first, because UN has just come out with a new report, and we are not going to get into too many details. But in 2024, and these are reported numbers, because we want you to see the scale of the problem. So reported numbers: 50,000 women and girls were killed by their intimate partners or other family members in 2024. We are not talking about abuse, we are talking about direct killings. An average of 137 women and girls worldwide lose their lives every day at the hands of a partner or a close relative. Very, very mind boggling statistics. I'm not going to go into where femicide was recorded as the highest, but femicide essentially means when a woman is killed by her domestic partner or family member. That is essentially what femicide is. When we look at numbers in India, and I'm going to quote domestic violence statistics, 1 out of 3 women is facing domestic violence and abuse. Abuse, definitely, for sure. If I were to hazard a guess, I would say there is no Indian home which is not abusive. And the abuse does not start from your in-laws, it starts from your parents many times, in the way you are raised, in the instructions you are given all your life, the way you talk, the way you walk, everything. So 1 out of 3 women is facing domestic violence. These are NCRB numbers, which means these are the numbers that come after an FIR has been filed, right? So and of course I will tell you more about it. Every 4.4 minutes. So while we are doing this session in the next 20 minutes, every 4.4 minutes, that is about 5 to 7 domestic violence survivors will face an incident of abuse. And to clear the air on suicide, marriage related issues are the third most common cause, responsible for 3.28% of suicides among men and 9.66% among women. Very, very important to understand that more women die than men due to domestic violence or family related issues. Like Ramanjit ji said, it's a human rights violation. It is not a family matter. Anyone of any age and gender can face abuse. It can happen in any domestic relationship, including parents, children, spouses or partners, and relatives. In India, we have a lot of stigma around speaking about parental abuse, right? And women are conditioned to believe that they deserve to be abused, and patriarchy reinforces those beliefs. So, what I'm trying to say is that it is very sad. We have very high numbers for this. About 50 odd percent of women actually believe that it is okay for a husband to slap a wife if she is not listening to him, or if she doesn't do something that he likes, right? So women are conditioned to believe that they deserve to be abused. When you ask them, they probably probably rationalize the abuse by saying, oh, मेरी ही गलती होगी, कुछ तो मैंने ही गड़बड़ किया होगा, right? So when we understand all of these things, it is very critical to understand that there is a law also that is for protection of women. It is called the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act. I am not going to go into too many details of the law itself, but the law extends protection to women who are sisters. It extends to wife or female live-in partner, and it extends to sisters and mothers. So essentially, it extends to all women who are cohabitating in domestic relationships with anyone. So if there is ever an incident where a woman is facing domestic violence, it is not through her parents yet, it is not through her spouse, yet she can go and file a case under Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. The act itself covers physical violence, verbal and emotional violence, sexual violence, and economic violence. So we think that, oh, it is because women don't earn that they face abuse. And I saw a comment from somebody that, being financially independent is a must, and it is because of over dependence. I would like to make a slight correction. Yes, it is critical to be financially independent. There is no other way around being financially independent. However, it is very important to have your own autonomy. Women lack autonomy even about their own money. So they would work the whole day, bring home money, and all of that money goes into the husband's account. It goes into the in-laws account. They are required to provide, a daily expense to their husbands or their in-laws for the money that they are spending. A lot of times, women in conservative households don't get to keep their jewelry on their own. Their mother-in-law keeps the jewelry for them, right? All of these things fall under economic violence. And currently, what we talk about, marital rape, is being covered by sexual violence. But sexual violence, again, is something that we don't speak up about because of the shame that is associated with this kind of pressure. So physical violence, very obvious. It tells you hitting, kicking, biting, everything falls into physical violence. And emotional violence is when you are told nasty things. So at Invisible Scars Foundation, we have developed a toolkit. The toolkit essentially has some 20 questions which you can look at, and if you answer yes to 5 or more of those questions, and those things happen repeatedly to you, it's very easy to determine whether you are in an abusive relationship or not. So we have a toolkit, and it's free of cost, nothing costs. It's all on our website. We are happy to share all those links. I will do it further in the presentation. Uh, Under the Protection of Women Against Domestic Violence Act, you can ask for protection orders, you can ask for residence orders, monetary relief, custody orders, compensation orders, and interim orders. So all of these things can be asked for under the law. It is very important that we understand that, if someone comes to us and says, oh, I'm not leaving my husband because what will I do? I don't have any money, right? So we can tell them. Or, if someone is getting beaten and they're so scared that they don't want to speak up, we can say that you can apply for a protection order, right? So all of these things, order to stay at the marital home, monetary relief, both in the form of, monthly maintenance or alimony, custody order of the children if you feel your spouse is very violent, right? Or compensation orders for any health issues or hospitalization, and interim orders to give you interim relief. So these are all things that you can get from the law. There are other supporting laws also. We will not go into detail at all, but it's important to understand that, we have Section 498A, we have Section 304B, which is dowry, death, cruelty by husband and relatives, 376, 509, Dowry Prohibition Act, Hindu Marriage Act, Muslim Women Act 2019, Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act 1986, Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens if there is an elderly woman facing abuse, protection of children from sexual offenses. In abusive households, a lot of children also suffer due to sexual offenses, and Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act in 2021. There are several supporting acts also, which is very important for people to know, because you don't need to know the law per se, but you need to know that there are several laws that support women. And what is critical is that we utilize the law, and we know our rights. I think that is very, very critical. Um, Join support networks or speak up on time. This is very, very critical, because a lot of times we see that women come to us when the situation is very, very dire. If you were to hazard a guess, could anyone hazard a guess on what percentage of women actually speak up about abuse? Anyone can mute if you know the answer. If not, I will go ahead and tell you anyway, right? In our country, in India, 86% of women do not speak up at all. So whatever statistics I showed you in the beginning, it is of that 14% of women which has actually spoken up. The rest of the 86% women do not speak up at all. We say that speaking up is important, but speaking up on time is very, very critical. Because if you don't speak up on time, right, you have children, you will see women in abusive relationships, living in the relationship, not speaking up, going on to have 2 or 3 kids, and still not speaking up. So please join support networks. We are all, at least this set of women, we are very privileged. We have all access to facilities. We have access to the internet and things like that. Please join support networks. Encourage your friends to speak up on time. Abuse thrives in silence. And abuse, because it thrives in silence, therefore awareness will empower a survivor. It is very critical. And what we are doing today is, the session is about breaking the cycle. I think I used this term initially also. So abuse thrives in silence, awareness empowers a survivor. There is a law to protect you. There are multiple laws around it. You are part of a support network, so you can always help somebody else, right? Understanding fear and shame. Yes, we all feel fear, we all feel shame. When Swarnlata ji asked me that, let's have a survivor story, the first thing, even after so many years of going through this and running an organization, the first thing I felt is, okay, do I want to speak up? So I did not even say anything to her, whether I want to speak up, whether, I'm okay to talk about my personal story. So fear and shame, it continues to exist irrespective of how empowered you are. Fear controls and isolates you. A lot of survivors of domestic violence, you will see, are isolated from their friends, from their family, and shame again silences survivors. And the only antidote for domestic violence, um, for supporting of any form of gender based violence, is empathy. I think I've taken up some extra time. I'm quickly going to wind this up. When you are helping someone, you have to understand whether it is conflict or abuse. Your friend comes and tells you something, and she tells you, this is what's going on in my family. But when you hear from the spouse also has his point of view. And so you think, ki, Are, ye to jhagda hai. Why is she calling it abuse? And so it is very, very important to understand the difference between conflict and abuse. Conflict involves, does not involve any power dynamics. Abuse involves power dynamics, which means one person is stronger. We have to look at the intent and the impact and the possibility of resolution. Abusive relationships do not resolve on their own. And I'm quickly just going to end. This is almost the last slide. Signs of abuse, we already know. When you are supporting someone, listen to them and believe them. Don't push them to leave. Don't force your views, right? And if anyone is experiencing domestic violence, like I've said, let us speak. Here are multiple ways to seek help. This list can be sent to everyone. Please take a screenshot if you have a minute. There are multiple ways to seek help, and every informed step shapes a safer world. right? And this is our helpline number. This is our information. I hope I haven't taken up more time, way too much time. So with that, I will end my presentation. And I hope it was useful to everyone on the session. And we find, like Ramanjit said, safer spaces for people to, reach out to, be part of, and collectively join.
Yeah.
How it
Very, very informative session, Ekta, especially with all the laws and act and what are the different, like how actually what legal action we can take. This was very informative for all the INNERWHEEL member, and INNERWHEEL members we can carry, like if you can share this presentation. So whenever anyone we find suffering from any kind of violence, we can offer this basic legal help, and then we can also help in felicitating with the lawyer and legal things. So thank you so much. Very.
You can also just refer them to us and we can take care of it. We have a helpline. Anybody who reaches out to us, it's all services are free of cost and they're confidential.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, over to you, Swarna.
Thank you. Thank you, Ekta, for a wonderful, wonderful session. And now we'll have a couple of questions and interactive session. Only 2 questions.
Yeah, Seemaji, just before that, today we have a few past international INNERWHEEL presidents.
Yes, would like to recognize them.
Association presidents have joined, so I welcome each one of them. I don't know now how many are there.
Ashnadel has come. Ashnadel from Cairo is with us.
Okay.
I will try and highlight her.
Yeah, so please highlight all our international INNERWHEEL dignitaries who have joined today. Ashnadel, we are so happy that you've joined
Ashnadel. Hi, Ashnadel. How are you? Thank you so much for joining.
I could also see Kamal Prabha from Nepal. And
she's muted, Swarna. Unmute her. Yeah.
And from India also we have Sarita ji, Rashmi ji, Preeti ji, Anita ji. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Anita ji. The presence of you all really encourage us.
We have Tracy. Yeah.
Yeah, Preeti ji is here. Sorry. Thank you, Preeti ji, for joining. Thank you, Tracy. Sarita Lunani is also joined today. Rashmi ji was also there. And Kamal Prava from Nepal was also with us. Thank you, everyone. And now, if anyone of you wants to say anything, you all are most welcome. How you felt about the webinar? Any suggestions, Anita ji? Want to say something?
It's just a very, very informative session, and both the speakers were very, very nicely explained everything. And I hope, it would be beneficial for our members, and you are doing a good job.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Ashadel, want to say anything?
Yes, I'd like to say something. I'm very happy to have been invited to this excellent webinar. And I think we can all benefit from all the great speakers. And if I can add that one thing that is very important is that breaking the silence is the most important thing. I'm happy to say that in Egypt, women are speaking out. Not only for any kind of abuse, but rape, harassment, digital harassment, all of this is now breaking out. So the more we support speaking out, the more we will have less and less of this violence, and the more women will feel empowered to speak out, because silence is the great barrier that faces many women around the world. So in Egypt and Jordan, we are taking care of this, and women are encouraged to talk. And I think it's very successful. And of course, violence does not seem to stop, but all we can do is do our best. So I thank you again for this wonderful webinar, which is very useful. And I'd love later to get the links to these presentations. Thank you again.
I'll share. We'll share with you. Thank you so much for accepting the invite. Amil wanted to join, but she was
Well,
not able to join, she said.
Tracy, how did you like the webinar?
That was fantastic. And it is scary to think that your statistics are so similar to ours. So that is really worldwide. And that is really scary. But it's great to see so many women speaking up. And you guys say, you know, breaking the silence, and we say finding your strength. That's what we promote in Australia, to find your strength to speak up and to say something to somebody, anybody, and they will lend out a helping hand to you. So this was fantastic. Thank you. I've taken screenshots and photos of so many slideshows here. Fantastic. The posters, ladies, the posters that every district did were incredible. Oh my gosh, they were empowering. I'm taking that idea back to Australia. All districts, we have like 99 districts. And what you do in India for Orange the World is amazing. I'm loving what's up and what you're doing and what you're putting out there. You are an inspiration to the world, and we are loving it. We are just soaking it up. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for joining and for all your encouraging words. Preeti ji, would you like to say something?
Yeah, definitely. It was very, very knowledgeable today to hear from all the speakers, and it was very motivating. I congratulate Jyoti for your excellent endeavors, and inviting all the international dignitaries also here is a boon, actually. We can spread this message worldwide. And definitely, when we talk of this topic, Orange the World, every woman deserves freedom from this fear and respect without condition, and a world that protects her dreams. So definitely, we all inner wheel women can do that endeavor together and make this beautiful world more beautiful for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you for joining. Rashmi ji, are you here? Rashmi ji, is there any PAP, any international dignitaries are present here?
Sarita ji's video is off. She's not responding.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
So anyone was, I think Kamal Prabha was also there.
I can't
Yeah, but
Rashmi ji as well.
Rashmi ji,
Kamal Prabha's
can you spotlight Isha on her?
Yes.
Yeah, Kamal
Okay,
Shrestha, would you
Kamal Shrestha is here.
Yes. I don't know Kamal Prabha ma'am is here or not.
Yeah, she was there.
District Chairman, District 350 Nepal. I joined a little late. I'm so sorry, but it's wonderful webinar. Thank you so much, Jyoti ji, for inviting.
Thank you so much for coming. And anyone wants to say anything? Any suggestions? Any? One by one, we can unmute.
Yeah. Actually, there is one question Manju Rani had put up.
Okay.
Ekta, I will maybe spotlight you. She said very nicely that if we try to come out and try to say that I want to voice my problem, it will affect our parents. They find it insulting.
Yes.
How do you deal with something like that?
Right. Right. So, what we tell, anyone who's facing this kind of an issue is you don't have to seek help with everyone's knowledge. It doesn't have to be you. The whole purpose of safe spaces like us existing is that you can seek help to work on yourself. It is not necessary that every time you have to speak up, you have to run to the police or you have to run to a lawyer. We have created these safe spaces so you can speak to people like us. We provide free mental health counseling. We provide free legal counseling, right? To tell you about your rights, what you deserve. So you look at the best time for yourself to speak up. And it is a very common thing in India. We see this with dowry deaths as well, that parents keep sending their daughters back to abusive situations over and over and over and over again. So if you are ever stuck in a relationship where you cannot move out and you're going to your parents and they are not accepting you, you should also look at your financial wherewithal, which is very, very necessary. So if you require some skilling help, you require livelihood help, counseling, anything that helps you work your way and your mindset through it. You are an adult, your parents don't have to support you. It is absolutely not necessary that your parents support you. It is great to have supportive parents, but please understand there's an entire ecosystem outside the world which is ready to support you. In families which are very conservative, we don't even ask you to bank on your parents. We can help you with a safety plan, work out your exit if you want to exit. If you don't want to exit, we can help you, try and keep yourself safe in the same situation.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. There's another very important question by Sarita Nivatia. This is the last question we'll take. She says, we all don't understand abuse the way it should be understood because of the conditioning that women are with. So she says, emotional abuse looks like is more dangerous than every other abuse. Is it true?
I agree with you, Sarita ji, 200%. I am a survivor of emotional abuse. There was no physical violence in my relationship with my elderly person, and it was just and just emotional and psychological abuse. And I did end up, it causes a lot of mental health issues, it causes physical trauma. There is a lot of trauma, which is why people like us exist. So, yes, I agree with you. Emotional abuse is very dangerous, which is why understanding it is also very critical.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that was wonderful way of, accepting the questions. There are lots of queries, but maybe we'll start directing them to you later, paucity of time. Yes, somebody has said that we need more webinars like this. I'm the one in for that. Jyoti ji, when she gave me this opportunity to take it up, I jumped at it. And she said, Swarna, who better than you? So I told her, I said, we've been working in this area with the police, with various other NGOs. And of course, Ekta was always there for us. And like Ekta asked me, Swarna, why did you think of me? I said, who better than you? Not just being a survivor, but actually helping women voice their issues. That is where we need. When we say break the silence, it's basically that don't worry, your part of the information is safe with us, but we'll help you overcome it. Thank you so much, Jyoti ji, for this amazing opportunity.
No, very, very well organized webinar.
Thank you.
Swarna, very
Thank
such
you.
at such a
Ekta,
short
thank you.
notice because
At such a short
yeah,
notice, yes.
yeah, actually our topic was different, but keeping this campaign, we changed the topic, and in such a short span of time, we got all the very good speakers. So thank you, Ramanjit ji, thank you, Ekta, for joining, and thank you, District 315 in my home district 329 to take up this webinar at such a short notice. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Thank
Actually,
you.
I have to say, Ekta has a program for which we have another lady whom we've been working with very closely from INNERWHEEL. That's Mamta Raghuveer from Taruni, where not only children of abuse or victims of abuse, as we say, are taken care of, but an alternate opportunity for people like us to help them re-establish their lives. And you know who is supporting us in this? United Nations. And this program is on for the last 10 years. Jyoti ji just got to know about it very recently. Mamta, I don't
We've
see
been
you here.
working.
Are you there? I'd just like to spotlight you for a second.
Mamta Raghuveer, please.
I don't find her in this
No,
one.
she doesn't seem to be
It's
here.
okay.
Now for a brief vote of thanks.
Yeah, vote of thanks.
She works with village level abuse education. And in fact, some of them have joined us today. But because of confidentiality, we do not show them the video. But they're all listening to what we are talking. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Now, Swarna, may I request you to give a brief vote of thanks? And thank you for the wonderful speakers, Ekta and Ramanjit. Thank you once again.
Yes. Orange the world, as Jyoti ji said, a lot of us in orange. Oh, 1 second. I am muted. Yeah. Orange the world, as we say. We're all in orange, not just in the color, but actually in spirit too. As we come to the close of this very meaningful and deeply impactful Orange the World webinar, it's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of District 329, my co-chairman host, unfortunately, she was not able to come in today. She's traveling. So I've been given the responsibility of giving the vote of thanks on her behalf. Seema Suntalia, this is for you. First and foremost, my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speakers who have not just enlightened us with great insights and experiences, but powerful messages on ending violence against women and girls. I think your words have not only informed us, they have also inspired us very, very much, not just to listen, but to act. Thank you, lending your voice to a cause that urgently needs collective strength. Thank you all. A special appreciation to our INNERWHEEL leadership, Jyoti Mahipal ji, for encouraging, inspiring, and bringing together this in such a short notice, whose commitment, planning, and dedication made this webinar possible. Our efforts remind us that change begins with those who choose to take the initiative. And I think all INNERWHEEL members across the world have taken this initiative very seriously. To all the INNERWHEEL members, participants, and from various parts of the world, partner organizations making a difference in the fight to end violence, thank you for joining with such enthusiasm. Your presence reinforces that when women unite, awareness turns into action, and action turns into transformation. My sincere thanks to everyone behind the scenes. Our MC for the day, Seema, past president from INNERWHEEL Club of Sikandrabad, District Vice Chairman Aditi Ray for rendering the INNERWHEEL prayer, PDC Vinny Khandari and PDC Naina Desai for introducing our distinguished speakers, and a very, very quiet behind the scenes worker, Mao Bhattacharya, for facilitating the street play and the little bit of whatever you saw today. Very, very impactful play. Thank you, Mao. The technical team, Isha, Priyanshi, and all the coordinators for all your valuable support. As we observe the Orange the World campaign, let us all today decide to carry forward today's message with renewed determination. May each of us be an advocate, a supporter, and a change maker in all our communities. Thank you once again for being part of this very important campaign. Together we say, let us keep the world orange, not just for 16 days, but every single day. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you. And now the national anthem. When they're doing the national anthem, please hold it like this. Yeah.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you, everybody, for your wonderful presence.
Adjourned?
The meeting is adjourned.
Yes. Oh.
Thank you, Ashnadel, for joining in.
I'm very delighted.
I really appreciate.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I know the conversations that you were having regarding the program. I hope we met the expectations.
Excellent. Really. We should have this more often.
Yes. Thank you so much. The floor is open for anybody who wants to ask or say something before we adjourn for the day.
May I unmute everybody?
Yeah, you can unmute everybody. Yes.
All right.
I have Rati Astani wanting to say something. Yes. Please. Yeah, I think you can unmute everyone.
I have unmuted them. Whoever wants to speak.
Okay, those of you who are muted, please unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to say thank you so much. I'm from District 332, Singapore, Rati. And thank you for inviting me, Jyoti ji. Really, really interesting. Sorry, I heard Ekta very well and very impressive and very proud of everyone that what work they are doing. Really nice. And I'm proud of being an INNERWHEEL member. So because INNERWHEEL is really doing very well about the awareness. Once the awareness is there, then I think every female, every girl will come out and come and speak about it in future. So it will be a fearless. Thank you. Thank you for a lovely webinar. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
प्रीति
you,
जी आपको
everyone.
कुछ बोलना है प्रीति जी or muted.
Went off very well, really. And
Thank
on the
thank
spot
you,
time
Naina.
maintained.
Yes. Yes.
Congratulations, Swarna.
Thank
Congratulations to all
you.
of
Thank
you,
you.
Seema Kumar and PDC Naina. I heartily wish you that you can keep on doing such endeavor more often.
Thank you. Thank
Excellent
Thank
you.
you.
endeavors.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
All
So
due
now you know
respect.
where the skill on wheels is going, Preeti ji.
Yes,
You were there that day
definitely.
when we launched it. So
Definitely.
these are the partner,
Yes.
NGOs that work on with
Yes.
us. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you.
Your good wishes and blessings are always very, very important.
Yes.
Always, always. We're all there for each other. That's the beauty of
Yes,
INNERWHEEL.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Beautiful
Yeah, I
webinar.
see.
I mean, with a very short span of time, but beautifully brought up.
Yeah, I mean, the time was between completing the national event at Kolhapur
Yeah.
and then getting this on,
I'm
getting
so
this on. So
happy
we
to see
barely
you.
had a couple of days, couple of
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think
So
Madhu
happy to
wanted
see.
to say something. Yeah, tell me, Preeti ji, yes?
Yeah, I'm so happy and delighted to see the friends from all across the world. Ashnadal, hello to you.
Yes.
Namaste. Hello.
Hello, hello, Preeti ji.
Yeah, hello. I hope everyone is doing good and this campaign is going to go a long way and we're all very much going to be participative and doing our endeavors to the utmost. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Tracy, would you like to say something at the end of the webinar?
The webinar was
Would you like?
absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. You ladies are amazing, inspirational to the world. And we were just going to continue on with Orange the World. It's going to be phenomenal. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. I think Madhu wanted to say something. Let me see. Are you there? Are you there, Madhuji?
Yes, I'm very much here. And I want
Are
to
you muted? I think you're muted. We can't hear you.
Madhu ma'am, I unmuted you, but we cannot hear you.
No, we can't hear her.
Yes,
Something. Yeah. I
fabulous
think.
program.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now you're audible. Yes.
Thank you. But I congratulate you, Swarna and Jyoti ji, everyone involved, 315, 329, for this fabulous, it's a jolting kind of webinar. We've all been jolted out of our thoughts, of our very safe concerns for ourselves, and we sit up and think that no, not many of us are safe. We need to rise and speak and protect ourselves. Thank you for this very wonderful
Thank you
seminar
so
and
much.
webinar.
Yes. Thank you
God
so
bless.
much. Yes. I think Padma Sharma, my district past association treasurer, she wanted to say something. Can we see if she's there, Isha?
By name, I cannot see her.
Okay, Padma Sharma, she's not there. I think Shashi Keer also wanted to say something. Can
Yeah,
we just
yeah,
see if she's
yes,
there?
yes, yes.
Yes. Hi,
Hello,
Shashi.
everyone.
Hi,
And
Shashi.
thank you so much, dear Swarna, for inviting me for this webinar. It was a great experience. Such an amazing, interesting, and informating webinar. I think we need more of them.
Yes.
So we look forward to more such webinars from you very well organized. I would like to thank all the organizers and especially Jyoti ji for thinking about it and including us in it. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, a lot of credit goes to Jyoti for this. Definitely.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's nice. Isha, can you just spotlight Tracy and Ashnadel? Jyoti wanted a picture. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. Ashnadel actually had another event, but she said, I will take time and come because the agenda and the topic and the speakers look amazing. So I really appreciate your time, Ashnadel. Thank you so much.
I like it very much. And I think someone suggested earlier that it should not be 16 days. I think I like it. Yeah, 365 days of
Yes,
Orange.
as I said, no, it's not 16. It should be every day.
Should be every day.
Right.
I think we can achieve
Thank
a
you.
lot when we do it this way. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, all of you. Anita ji, thank you. Thank you. Right.
Okay.
Chalo. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for a very informative webinar.
Yes, this webinar is about Orange the Day. It gives every good and useful information. It is not only a webinar, but also a big platform to promote friendship. Through Zoom, we all connect with each other internationally. I am Rubina Ramzan Rao, District Chairman, District 327, Pakistan.
Oh,
Very
can we
interesting.
spotlight her?
Swarna.
Not. Okay.
Her camera
Yes.
is off.
Swarna.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
Sumati.
Cheppandi Sumati. Yes. Hello.
Very
Yes.
interesting and impressive webinar. Thanks for your
Yes,
invitation.
definitely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so
Congratulations.
much. Thank you so much, Sumati Garu.
Welcome to Warangal. District Chairman
Yes.
visit.
Very soon.
Okay.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Right. So thank you everybody for being part of this amazing journey of Orange the World. We'll keep the campaign going. As we said, 16 days is just a start. That is only for reports. Thereafter, it continues.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Thank you so much, each
Thank
of
you
you.
so much. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you. Yes. Okay.
See you all.
Right. So we call it off now, and thank you each one of you for taking time and joining this webinar today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sure. Okay then.
Ma'am, shall I
Thank
close the
you.
meeting now?
Yes, you
Close.
can. You can,
Close.
Isha.
Close.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you.